Hey y'all, Hot Rod Dad here. You know, it's been almost 2 years since I've had old Oscar on the road here, and I haven't done a project since. I've just been enjoying the truck, driving the wheels off of it, taking it to car shows, riding it around town, cruising in it, and just enjoying the truck. But I think it's about time to dig into a new project. So I'm taking this summer and I'm going through all my parts, my inventory of junk, and I'm kind of seeing what I need, what I don't need, getting rid of a lot of stuff, and I'm hitting as many swap meets as I can and kind of filling in the blanks for the projects that I've got lined up. And I'm going to dig into one of those projects this fall and winter. I'm going to feature it right here on the channel. Hopefully, I'll be driving a new ride next year, so y'all can follow along. These are the top 3 projects I've got on my list. Y'all drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know which one you think I ought to focus on this fall and winter, and what you want to see on the channel.
Here's a project that's been with me a long time. It's a 1927 Model T. It's actually the front half of a touring car. And it's just a hodgepodge of stuff that I've put together over the years, from swap meet and internet finds. I actually put the tub together out of about 3 different cars, I guess. This cowl section right here, it came from Virginia, and the rear section and sub rails came from Kansas, and the doors, well, they came all the way from Canada. And you know, there's a hodgepodge of stuff in there. That dash came from the next town over. It's about 60 miles away, I guess. There's windshield post and windshield down there came from Memphis. There's some pieces of a Model A frame I may or may not use. And when I start out on a project, I have a laundry list of gotta have parts. And on this one of those gotta have parts was the 35 Ford wire wheels. I've collected about 6 of those from swap meets over the years, and hopefully I can have enough good ones, good straight ones, that I can have a complete set right there. And the idea is I'm gonna make this into a roadster. I've always wanted a roadster. You know, it may be one of those things that when I get it built and start driving it, it may be that I hate it, but I've always wanted one. It's kind of been on my bucket list, so that's why I named it the BLT, for Bucket List T. So I'm going to build this into a roadster, perhaps a roadster pickup with a little short abbreviated bed there on the back, so I can haul a little bit there, a few things, maybe just a cooler, you know, when I'm going to car shows or something.
Here's a cool project that's been patiently waiting. It's a 1947 Studebaker M5 half-ton pickup. Someone has used it for target practice at some point. It's got a few holes in it, or dents. And there's one that went all the way through, looks like. And the back glass has a hole in it right there. Pretty good solid cab and sheet metal. I do have the original chassis, but I don't have anything as far as drivetrain goes. The engine and transmission were missing. Nice tailgate with some cool reflectors on it. Plans are to put the body on a Chevy S10 short wheelbase chassis, which will require shortening it a little bit. Right there in front of the back fender. I'll take a few inches out of the bed and shorten it up. Pretty good solid body, but it does have a little bit of rust right here in the cab corner. But that's no hill for a mountain climber. This truck originally came from Texas, so I named it Texas Pete.
This truck will be pretty much my daily driver. I'll use it for a shop truck, hauling stuff, and generally just tooling around town and going to car shows, whatever the case may be. And here's a kind of a Photoshop rendering of it, shortened, dropped, and on the S10 chassis, so you can kind of get an idea of what it's going to look like.
Here's a project that's been with me a long time. This truck started floating around in my head when I was in my mid-20s, and I'm 50 now. This is probably what you could call my dream truck. It's a, I've always wanted a 32 to 34 Ford truck, and they're expensive to buy and build, so I just had to pick up a piece here and there, and I finally got enough pieces that a few years ago I made it into a roller. And if I ever got to the point where I had to get rid of everything else, this would be the last one in my collection, I guess, or last one to go, because it is the quote dream truck. And it probably should be what I've focused on over the years, but I'm just kind of content knowing it's in my garage and knowing that I'm working toward, I don't know, working toward the summit or the pinnacle of my dreams. So I'm just kind of, content knowing it's here in my garage. And I'll tell you more about it in another video sometime, but I'll get into all the details about it. I'll just give you a quick rundown here though. It's 34 Ford cab, 32 Ford grill shell. The front frame is 1932 Ford. It's got a 4-inch dropped axle, 46 spindles and hubs, 40 Ford wishbones, splits, and I've got the old Buick Fend drums for it right there. It's a 34 Ford bed that I shortened down in front of and after the wheel right there. And it's got a 32 Ford tailgate on it. And up here I've got a couple of options on the dash. Is 1940 Ford on the bottom and 36 Ford on the top right there. I was originally going to put the 40 in it, and I'm kind of rethinking that a little bit. I'm thinking it's going to have the 36 dash in it. The 36 dashes are just beautiful when they're all trimmed out with the factory waterfall in the center and all the gauges and everything. I think that's going to be the one that goes in. There's a few steering wheel options. There on the left is a 46 Ford. There's a 40 Ford beside it. There's a 4-spoke wheel that comes with a quick release that came out of a sprint car. There's another 40 Ford. It's probably going to get that 40 Ford steering wheel right there. But I'm just kind of leaving that open for right now. Anyway, there's that project. So, what do y'all think? Which one should I build next?